I would like to invite you to join me today to see a razor cut that I've kind of developed, seeing other different kinds of haircuts that have been popular, especially this summer, the butterfly cut being one of them. And this one I have coined, since everybody likes to name things, a fairy cut. Butterfly cut is very loose and open, and a fairy cut, although it's done with a razor, is probably a little bit more structured, not so many layers, but it has a beautiful effect. I use my razor and my comb. My razor is from Moto, and I have my Framear clips. And to prep my mannequin here to do the haircut, I'm going to be using the Jacqueline Pro VitaminSilk. It's a detangler, hydrating, and has a thermal protectant in it as well. I'm a Jacqueline Pro associate, so if any of the Jacqueline Pro products I show you in here interest you, just let me know and I can tell you how to get those. I am just going to spray this throughout the hair, and the scent is amazing. If anything's a selling point, this is one of it. Kind of makes me think about being at the beach a little bit. So it combs it out. It's also a good cutting lotion because it just helps your razor, your shears, whatever you're using, just kind of glide through the hair. So this haircut has 4 quadrants, and to decide, not so much to decide, but to find the high point of the head is, you just lay your comb on top of there, and where the comb leaves the head, that's where you know the apex, the high point of the head is. And instead of just doing a straight down parting on the sides, what's going to stay the same is I'm going to start at the apex and I'm going to end where the density changes from the front to back, except I'm going straight down. I'm going to do a zigzag parting. I'm going to do it to this side, and I'm going to do it to the other side. Okay, so now I have my zigzag partings on this side. I'm going to have them on this side, and I'm also going to have it in back. So what's the purpose of zigzag partings? I'm glad you asked. So sometimes you want some movement in the hair, a lot of movement, a little bit of movement, but you don't necessarily want layers. This is going to kind of give you those hidden layers, that movement that you need without just going in and cutting the hair, because you're going to have the hair traveling in these different directions here, so it's going to reach in different directions going either way. And with the hairline's natural curves, that's just going to add her thoroughly saturated. I'm going to turn her this way so you can see. There we go. And I'm going to comb this top part a little bit down. You can see it's kind of be more of a C on top instead of just straight forward. And that's going to give me a little bit more heaviness in these layers. All right, and I'm going to pull it forward. And as you know, the further away and higher, the more layers you're going to get. So I'm going to keep it pretty close to her face and a little bit more down. I'm going to decide where on her, or she's going to let me know, or I'm going to decide where the face framing would look best. If she don't know, then I'm just going to look at her face and say, oh, this is where it needs to open up, or this needs where it be closed more. Just use your expertise on that as a hairstylist. All right. So again, I'm going to kind of bring it down to a C. I've decided right above the lips is where I'm going to open it up. Close to the face. A little bit of elevation because we still want a little bit more movement than just something blunt. I'm going to start above my fingers, and I'm just going to surface cut with that razor down. We got some face framing going on and some movement. And then the other side, I'm just going to mimic that. Sideways so you can see. Saturate with water, reactivate that VitaminSilk. I'm going to take it. I have that zigzag parting. I'm going to grab a little bit of this other side as my guide. Same thing, I'm going to kind of comb it down, then forward. I have my guide. I'm going to make sure that the elevation, everything that I did on this side, I need to mimic it on this one. So again, a little bit up, but not too much. We don't want too much layering. Closer to the face, we want a little bit heavier. There's our guide, let it fall. And just gently kind of surface cut all the way down. Some of our face framing, and when we blow it out, you'll be able to see how lovely that movement is. Now for the back. So for the back section, of course, resaturate, reactivate. This is going to have a bit of a stationary guide in a different way. So I'm going to pull it all, not to center of the head, not to the center of this section, but in the middle of this quadrant. Let me pull in directly like that, okay? I'm also gonna be mindful that my elevation is the same as what I did with the front. So I'm pulling it out. To be mindful of that. And I'm gonna imagine to the mouth, I'm gonna come around about right there and just surface cut all that out and just let it drop as it wants to. Some pretty movement. I'm gonna clip it out of the way. Clip this front out of the way. Bring it all together to the middle of this quadrant. Just surface cut it down until it drops. You can already see the nice soft movement without going in there and just layering something up. You can see the movement. As far as the length goes, just because you held it out, you still have a lot of density here. So just whatever needs to be cleaned up is all that really needs to be done, especially if they're wanting to keep the length. And the side, as we pull it out, nice soft movement. It's going to have a bit of that angle from the face framing. There's a lot of movement, but not super light and wispy and butterflying away, right? All right, let's check the other side. Again, nice movement without just layering it out. So before I cut the hair, I used the VitaminSilk, as we already talked about, and it has a thermal protectant in it. Now, Bawdy has botanicals that your hair absolutely love. It's infused with panthenol. It's going to help give it body, hence the name, and strengthen it. And it also has some thermal protectant in it also. So we're covering our hair twice from heat. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to use about that much. I'm working in my hands. And it's good for fine hair. It's good for a little bit thicker textured hair if you don't want a lot of control. And then I'm going to use about that much more on the other side. And this stuff, honestly, all these products give the hair incredible shine, but Bawdy, to me, gives it just the most shine that I've seen in most any product I've ever used. But I can say that about all their products, but Bawdy, for sure. There you go. I am gonna blow it out, but you can already see what it's already doing. There's not too many layers in there where it's just gonna fly away on you, but it has good movement already. And the face framing, it's just gentle face framing, so it's nothing severe to make it come to a point in the back. And because I pulled this corner section out this way, it's still gonna leave some weight right in here to give it, again, not so fly away, which is a beautiful look, no doubt. But if you want something a little bit different, this is the way to go. All right. So I got my Paul Mitchell hair dryer, my Olivia Garden round brush. No, I'm not sponsored by them, no affiliate. But just want to let you know what I'm using. Oops. Sometimes that happens, right? Ever had that happen during a blow drying a client? Probably not too often, but that's the way it is in my world sometimes. Sometimes, a lot of times. But at least an easy fix, right? All right. There we go. As my grandmother said, now we're cooking with Crisco. Anybody else have sayings from their grandparents that they still use that some people are like, where'd you get that from? And you're like, my grandma. And they're like, makes sense. All right. And just look at that. We got movement, got a bunch of heavy layers. And then those hidden layers to give it that body and movement that they love. Yeah, I debated on, I'd been calling it the fairy cut. I thought, well, maybe I should name it something else, but you know what? As of this video, we're getting into the fall season, the whimsical season, right? So why not keep it named the fairy cut, huh? And I'm going to finish her off with two of my favorite finishing products. It's what I use on my hair and I recommend everybody. Let's see. And it is the DefiniFlex. It's a pomade and it's a soft pomade. And then the PrimeShine Argan Oil. Now, separately, they're great. Together, to me, they're just like the best. If you just want extra shine to your hair, no control, just that beautiful shine and the scent that just sends you like somewhere great, this is perfect. If you want more of that piecey look, so a little bit more control, this together. But what I do is, because I keep talking about it and not telling you what I'm doing, I take about a fingernail size, I put in the palm of my hand, and then I see how much, I use it so much, I'm about out. Then I put that in there, about half and half. I emulsify it together. I just start on the inside of the hair to get kind of the excess off. And then I just feather it on up. And it gives a little bit more control, especially with the humidity. The DefiniFlex really kind of gives a little bit more protection against the humidity, because where I am, there is a lot of it. But even when I was in the drier climate, I would use it because it just helped tame my hair even more. So there we go. Sure we're even. I got that natural face framing going. We don't want to force it too much. Again, we're kind of getting to that whimsical season, that whimsical time of year. So nothing too fixy. Something just soft. But if you want a little bit more hold, I've got some mind-blowing hairspray. It does give it good hold, but it's so brushable. So it's like the best of both worlds. So yeah, you can see you just kind of lift it. Look how it stays. Oh my gosh. also very workable. All right. So there we go. What do you guys think? This color pattern was done with the Brilliant Lightener by Jacqueline Pro and the paint, the balayage. So it was a balayage and highlight mix. But that's how she achieved this color, how she achieved this look. But yeah, I'm gonna raise her up a little bit more. And you can see the finished look. So anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this whole process. And I hope it added value. I hope you learned something from it. And I can't wait to see if any of you try to replicate this. And let me know if you do. And this will be over on my Instagram also. So I would love to see how this worked out for you if you did this cut and style. So anyway, thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.